Hi, I'm Jesse Hilbert.
Hi, I'm Charlie Herbert.
And welcome
to Arnavon
Adventures.
This is season 2, episode 11.
What comes after 11? 12. So this is season 2, episode 12. The world's most famous butterfly. Today's arthropod, Charlie, can be found at various points in the United States, based on whatever time of the year it is. And if you live in the Northeast like we do you know we live in the Northeastern United States?
We live in the East in the United States.
Northeastern. And if you plant the right kind of host plant, you can attract some of these creatures to your own backyard. Can you guess what it is?
Can you guess what it is?
Today's episode brings us to the world of the monarch butterfly. As our show title alludes to, Charlie, in my opinion at least, I believe that this is the most famous butterfly in the world. It's iconic in that most people could pick it out of a lineup even if they have never seen one in real life. But as we will learn today, there are copycats in our midst. And Charlie, today's episode was requested by our pod friend. Who's this episode for?
Kelly.
Say it.
Kelly.
So we say, I hope you enjoy this one.
Hope you enjoy this one.
The scientific name for our featured insect is...
Bombus?
Why do you always say it's not Bombus pilaris? That's the Arctic bumblebee. This is the monarch butterfly. Its scientific name is Danaus. Try it.
Danaus babu.
Plexippus. Try that one again. Plexippus. Good. Now, I was ever so delighted, Charlie, to find that both the genus and species of the monarch have their roots in Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, Danaus was the great-grandson of Zeus and the king who founded Argos.
Argos? Who
Yeah.
is that?
It's a place in ancient Greece. And Plexippus was his twin brother. How cool is that? So if I had researched this butterfly at any other point in time, I would have been confused by their scientific name. But thanks to Michael from Tautonyms, you say Tautonyms? And Michael's the guy who's helped us out a lot.
You can also try to catch butterflies in a container.
Oh, you shouldn't catch them in a container, but if you have a good butterfly net, you can catch some.
I have a net.
You do. Now, Charlie, this species, thanks to our dear friend Carl Linnaeus, try that one.
Cornelius.
He loved to use Greek and Roman mythology when naming the animals that he named, just like the Luna moth we did a few weeks ago. And I know all of this thanks to some of the amazing research and help from Michael. So thank you again. You say thank you?
Thank you, Michael.
Now, Charlie, its wingspan is pretty large, 4 inches or so, but surprisingly, it weighs less than a paperclip.
What does the weigh less mean?
The monarch is lighter.
So what does that mean?
It means it's not as heavy as a paperclip. I don't know how many other ways I could say it. Now, the butterfly has 2 sets of wings, Charlie. And both sets of wings are bright orange color and outlined by a black border. The border is also adorned with a double row of white spots. The wings are covered in black veins, which are thicker on the female compared to the male, Char. The males also carry 2 small pouches on their hind wings that carry pheromones. Can you say pheromones?
Pheromones.
So if you are lucky enough to come across one of these beautiful flyers, check out the veins to see if you are looking at a male.
Veins.
It's like the parts on the wing. Kind of like how you have veins in your arm or all over your body. Yeah. Yep. So look at the veins, and they'll be able to give you a good clue as if you're looking at a male or a female. Now, Charlie, it's at this point that we need to talk about the viceroy.
The viceroy.
It's sometimes called the false monarch, and it's often mistaken for the true monarch. But there are a few ways to tell the differences. First, its size. The viceroy is smaller in size, and the second way is that if you look at the veins in the hind wings, the viceroy has black line going horizontally across the wings towards the bottom. So after this episode, you will never be fooled again.
What does that mean?
Fooled? You won't be tricked. Because there's a monarch butterfly, and then there's one that looks like the monarch, but it's not a monarch.
Monarch plane.
Yeah. Now, the mating of the monarch takes place during the spring. This is before they begin to fly north for the summer, where they will eventually lay their eggs. The courtship comes in two ways, an aerial display and a ground part. The first stage is where the male will chase after and eventually knock down the female. Once on the ground, the male will pass his genetic material to the female. It is also thought that this package will aid the female in her journey to lay her eggs. And it's a big journey, Charlie. This migration back north is a long one, and one she has actually already made. There are two main groups of monarchs. The eastern population. Yeah. Did you know that already?
Yeah.
You did? Wow. So we have
I actually do not.
Oh, okay. Well, you know now, right? So we have the eastern population and the western population. They initially travel between 1,200 to 2,800 miles. The eastern population will travel down to Mexico, while the western population will travel...
I've never been to Mexico.
I know you've never been to Mexico. Me either.
Does Grandpa been?
Grandpa does go there.
And where is that?
It's down south of us.
Is it not in Connecticut?
It's not in Connecticut, no.
The town isn't in that.
It's not in the town. It's in the country of Mexico.
Ew.
Yeah.
In the country.
Yeah.
Do we live in the country?
We live in a country called the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready to get back to the other population? So the western population will travel down to southern California coast, where they will find conditions well suited for their hibernation, which lasts from November to March. Once springtime hits, they mate as we just discussed, and then they migrate back to the north. This is a perilous journey. Charlie, can you try that word, perilous?
Perilous journey.
That means it's dangerous. You say dangerous?
What's a dangerous to me?
Dangerous means they could probably get hurt.
Do I do dangerous?
Yeah. So, Charlie, this is one that, according to the World Wildlife Federation, the eastern migratory monarch butterfly population has decreased by 59%. That's a lot. Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad?
Good. No.
Yeah.
Good.
No, it's not good. And once back in the north, the females will lay their eggs on their host plant. And in fact, there's only one plant that will do the trick, Charlie. We have it in our backyard.
What's the truth?
Milkweed. Do you remember our milkweed? Yeah. So if you happen to live where the butterflies are coming to lay their eggs...
Why did you say milkweed?
Because that's where the butterflies lay their eggs.
Oh,
That's why we planted it.
Yeah,
We want to help the butterflies, right?
Yeah, that's because we used to have butterflies, and there's no butterflies, and if they want to lay the eggs, they can.
Yep.
On that thing.
That's why we do it. And Charlie, if anyone else who's listening happens to live where the butterflies will lay their eggs, then please do us a favor.
And other people can listen to this podcast.
I hope lots of people, and people should tell it. They're all their friends, right? Yeah. And tell people to plant as much milkweed as they can. Go ahead. Say, plant as much milkweed as you can.
Plant as much milkweed as you can.
And let's give these butterflies a chance. Milkweed.
Let's give these butterflies a chance.
That's right. Milkweed is also important.
To do it.
Milkweed is also important, Charlie, as a food source.
I do not like milkweed.
No, we can't. We don't eat it because the plant itself is toxic.
I am gonna throw up if I eat it.
Yeah, we wouldn't eat it. We only eat things that we know are safe.
Like broccoli.
Like broccoli.
Or carrots.
Or carrots, sure. I like plants. Now, since the butterfly eats...
if they're careful.
Can we continue? Thank you. You're funny. Now, Charlie, since the butterfly, as its caterpillar, eats the milkweed...
It turns into a caterpillar.
No, the caterpillar turns into the butterfly.
So it's already eaten a caterpillar?
Not yet. We'll get to that in a minute, okay?
And then it turns into a butterfly.
Yeah, we'll get there. So the butterfly eats the caterpillar eats the milkweed, which passes on the toxic trait.
Why? I never watched that happen.
I've seen it happen before. It's cool. Maybe we'll get lucky this year. so that less creatures try to prey upon them because they're toxic and animals don't want to get sick. The female will lay tiny pin-headed sized eggs on the underside of the leaves. So they start off as eggs, okay?
Okay.
And then when they hatch, the eggs become...
Butterflies.
Nope.
Worms.
What is it?
Worms.
No, not worms, caterpillars or larvae.
Larva, pupa, adult.
Larva, pupa, adult, right? And they will do nothing but eat
It's
and
gonna
shed their
be
skin.
Egg, larva, pupa, adult.
Egg, larva, pupa, adult. And right, some insects do follow that pattern, and this is one of them.
Which one is pupa, adult?
We're going to get to pupa in a minute, okay?
Pupate.
Pupate. So, Charlie, each shedding is a growth, and it's also called an instar, a word we have heard on here plenty of times. It will go through 5 instars and will grow to almost 2,000 times its initial size by the time it's ready to pupate.
Pupate!
Now, when the time comes, the monarch...
Hey.
Yeah. When it's time, the monarch will find a safe place and secure itself. It will then shed its last time for one last time, and it's ready.
No one wants to eat pupate. Disgusting.
Well, I mean, I've never eaten one, but you never yuck somebody's yum.
I mean, other stuff like triple, but I did not want to eat it.
Okay. So when they first hatch, the larvae is a pale green or gray color. It does not have any defining characteristics. This will change as it eats and grows. As they grow, they develop their black, yellow, and white bands. These bands become more vivid and distinct as they reach each instar. The pupa stage of a caterpillar it's often referred to as a chrysalis. Many mistakenly refer to it as a cocoon. But
what's a cocoon?
It's a cocoon is a silken structure that typically a moth makes to protect itself when it's in its pupa stage. It will stay in this stage for a week or two, metamorphosizing into its iconic adult stage. Yeah. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. And when it comes out, it's still really wet, so it can't even fly yet. It has to dry its wings.
What needs to dry its wings?
The monarch butterfly so it can fly. All right.
I never saw a butterfly in the pool.
No. So, Charlie.
Have you?
Yeah. We saw one today.
I did not see one go in the pool.
It was an eastern tiger swallowtail.
Are we doing that? What butterfly are we doing?
We can. This is the monarch butterfly. It's the orange one I showed you. So, Charlie, the next time you find yourself admiring the beauty of a monarch caterpillar or the butterfly, do yourself and the world a favor and plant them some more milkweed. It will only benefit everyone. What do we say to everybody for listening?
Thank you. Never stop learning.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have an arthropod you would love to hear about, want to tell us what you think about the show, or found a mistake, send us an email at arthropodadventurespodcast@gmail.com. And they can also find us on Instagram at arthropod_adventures_podcast. So give us a follow and you'll learn some cool things along the way. And then we always say thank you for listening.
Never stop learning.
Stay inquisitive and never stop learning. Now, Charlie, the random fact for today has to do with a species of thistle plant that lives in the Spanish mountains, the Carolina corymbosa.
What's Carolina corymbosa?
And Charlie, it has been found to be at least 3 degrees Celsius cooler than the air around it, and sometimes reaching 10 degrees cooler. This allows the plant to thrive where most plants do not, and help local pollinators get food. Thank you.